Happy New Year, good people, and welcome to our first video of the year. I'd like to take this opportunity to wish you a very fruitful year, more reward for our work, and a year where we correct all errors. And while we discuss errors, I want us to have a quick discussion on Excel errors and how to correct them. Let's have a look. So there are about 10 errors, yes, in Excel, and let's quickly go through each of them and how to correct them. The first one is the null error. So example, if I want to calculate sum, I take a number and instead of a column, I bring space. Okay, and I enter, I'll get a null. Using space in Excel formulas are not wrong, but when it replaces special operators or signs, you have a problem. So anytime you have this, you have to correct it and then make sure you don't have this error. The div error happens when you divide a number by 0. So example, if I take 2 and divide by 0, mathematically this is not correct. So I will have a div error. Correct it by checking the denominator. When you do any operation with a text and a number, okay, so here if I add 3 to value, which is a text, I'll get a value error. So anytime you do any operation with text and non-text values, you get these things. Now, if I take 4 and probably I add it to 6, so example, I will do equal to 4 plus 6. This should give me 10. And somehow I delete the 6, which was referenced in this formula. I'll get a ref error because one of the inputs is deleted or it's missing. So again, correct it by tracing the source and fixing this. Sometimes you are in a hurry, you want to calculate average and you end up misspelling. So here, average, you highlight these numbers and then you end up with name. It means there's an error with the function name. So again, correct it by making sure you correct the name. Now, sometimes you are calculating a very large number, or you do a calculation that will end up with an invalid number. So when it happens like this, it means your number is too large or invalid. Check the calculation and correct this. Now let's do a quick formula. So match. What match does is that when you give it a lookup value and then you give it a lookup array, it will return the position of the lookup value. So in this case, the position of 1 is 1. This is working. But if it happens that I delete the lookup value, which I referenced earlier, instead of 1, I'm now using a blank or space as my lookup value. So here data is missing, or there's a wrong formula argument. And this will give me an NA. Now, when you are using array functions and you don't set the right parameters or there's an error in the calculation. So example, if I use lambda doesn't take a direct reference. Okay. So here, this will result in a calculation error. Here, you get a calc error. Recently, depending on the Microsoft Excel version you are using, there are some array functions. So the array functions give us array results, so a bunch of results. So example, when I do sequence, okay, and I say it should give me like 5 rows, it will spell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So instead of just a result in one cell, I get a range of results. Okay, sometimes when you are using these array functions, let's say I want to use sequence to the right, so I want a series of numbers 1, 2, 3 to the right, and I do equal to sequence, and here I will skip the row and then say give me 3, 1, 2, 3 to the right. I have an X here, so this is not able to spell 1, 2, 3 to the right. So when it happens like that, it will give me a spell error because there's no space for it to give me the subsequent numbers after 1, 2, and 3. So normally when I delete this, I should have the 1, 2, 3 generated. So spill happens when there's a block in the way. Now, sometimes you end up getting a series of hash values when you calculate. It's not an error per se. Sometimes it's just, so let's do this example, 9 raised to the power 55. Okay, so this is just a very huge number. Okay, if I do 9 to 15, and let's say my column width is too small, okay, I could just expand this and this is corrected. But sometimes when you have a negative number, it could be any negative number, so 7890, and you mistakenly format this as a date. Excel doesn't read negative dates, so yeah, if I format this as a date, okay, then in this case, when I open the column width, I'm not going to resolve this. So check and be sure that the negative number you have here is not formatted as a date. So if you correct that format, then you should be back to the original number. So anytime you end up with these errors, please refer to this video and then correct it. Thank you for watching. For more of these short videos, you can join our broadcast list. Videos will be sent to you on Mondays and Fridays. Please send ad to this WhatsApp number. All our old videos are on our YouTube channel. Please visit and subscribe or connect with us on any of our social media handles. Thank you so much for watching.